I'm Jonathan. I'm with BetaKit covering the Grow 2015 conference in Whistler. I'm here with Kris Krüg,
Hey there.
staff photographer with Grow, new media expert, and you were just in on an interesting panel.
Yeah, it was an awesome one. It was called "If You Can't Tell a Good Story, You're Not Going to Get Any Press."
So I thought this was very a little bit meta. We get to have a reporter talking to a fellow reporter, talking about a reporter's panel, talking about how to get media coverage.
Yeah, and that's sort of what it was too. It was a PR guy moderating it, and then TechCrunch writer and a Globe and Mail writer, and I forget who the third one was.
Okay. So what were some of the interesting takeaways from this?
Well, I think obviously startup culture is really hot right now. Everyone has an app or a company, and so I think that they were just trying to provide some insight to geeks and developers and engineers about how to frame their story in such a way that it's interesting to journalists. And they were talking a little bit about logistical things like time frames and how to engage PR firms and how for your PR firm to engage journalists on your behalf and stuff. So they're kind of like the ins and outs of how it actually works, the launching of a company, the sharing of that information to journalists, and then the receiving of press and mentions about your company.
I feel like there's maybe not enough education. I thought everyone and his dog knew by now how to do this stuff, but apparently not.
Well, I think it's really weird, man. There's so much happening right now. Even first order guys like Robert Scoble. I heard him reviewing the list of Y Combinator companies yesterday. It was 85 companies or something, and he says I can't keep up, And so it's how the internet changes everything, and it's changing journalism. It's changing the way you engage with reporters and with publications, and the way startups, tell their stories and stuff. So. Everyone and their dog might think they know, but I think it's constantly changing. You're constantly looking for ways to be novel. I mean, look at even the skills that make up a writer or a journalist today. They're not the same skills necessarily that one would have, 20 years ago or something like that in terms of research ability to reach right out to the people that you want to interview via, social media or the internet. The ability to look into their personal lives and the stuff that they share. I mean, I think the journalism space is extremely interesting. Changed a lot. It's neat when people open the kimono like that.
Very interesting. I'm glad you got the panel.
Yeah,
that's great.